Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about homeschooling in the state of Iowa. And we're going to start out at the HSLDA website. And if you have legal problems or legal questions, you can join them and become a member, and they will help you with those types of concerns. I am not an attorney, but I am going to show you a variety of different websites to help you with your homeschooling. And we're going to start here. And this shows you how to comply with the Iowa's homeschool law, and you can check back and see if there's updates or changes. And you might want to print this out when you go to homeschool so that you have it, as well as the information from the Iowa Department of Education's website. So it says choice number 1. If you opt to provide your child with independent private instruction, you will need to follow these guidelines. Teach the required subjects, and then it lists the required subjects and gives you more information. School officials can request certain information. You do not need to proactively file any forms with your school or district to let them know you are providing homeschooling, but if you do, you want to make sure that you get copies of that and you have proof that you did it, and keep it in like a binder or a portfolio. It says the primary instruction of your homeschool program, or the primary instructor would probably be you, the parent. And then it talks about their address would probably be yours, and they might need the students enrolled. And this is the information if they request it. So there's that. It says you have access to some public school programs. You might want to look in to see if you have access to some of the field trips as well, even though it's not mentioned here. But it says you can participate in parent-taught driver's education or in driver education program of the local school. And I would sign up for that as soon as possible when it came out to sign up, because that might fill up. You can take free testing. Now, I definitely would take advantage of that. You can take college classes, community college classes via the concurrent enrollment program if the school has contractually arranged to provide those classes to its own students, and I would take advantage of that as well. And there's some more information. You can go to this website and read about it. It also shows homeschooling for the opt-out, providing it in a non-public setting, and under this option you have some access again to the public school programs. So there's information there if you want to pause it and read it, because I really don't want to read all of that. There's a lot of reading, but there's the information for you if you need it. So you need to have a course of study and use a plan. And you may not have a plan yet, but I'm going to give you some ideas for plans. And you can brainstorm your plans and write them down and put those in your portfolio, your favorite ones. And then from there, you can make a more detailed plan and choose the ones you're actually going to use. And then you have the ones that you brainstormed from that you can take and use maybe next year if you change your mind and you want to try something different. But you should always have a plan. It says you need to submit annual assessments under that option. So there's that information as well. And the report card, review by teacher, you can choose to have a teacher write an evaluation. So if you have a portfolio or a binder, you can have a teacher would be able to probably evaluate it more with that. And you can put samples of the students' work. If you create a portfolio or a binder, some of the things you're going to want to put in there is you're going to probably want them to take placement tests at the beginning that you can find for free online, and I'll show you some websites to see if they need to review things, and then you're probably going to want to put those in your portfolio and your binder, and that'll help you create a plan of what you want to teach them for the year. Even if you've homeschooled them the year before, you still want to see if they need to review things and what they've absorbed, and they may not be at the same level of reading as they are in math. You're going to want to print out your state homeschool laws and put the date on that, and put that probably in your binder portfolio. Copies of any forms that you file. 2 calendars, maybe 1 or 2 page calendars with the little boxes on them. One where you can make a calendar of what you plan to for the school days and field trips and holidays, and another one in case things come up. So you can write the days that you actually had school. And you got to realize, even in public schools, they have like snow days and things come up so that it doesn't end up being exactly as they planned. When you brainstorm your favorite resources, you're probably going to want to put that in there. And then your actual list of resources that you're going to use, maybe an online curriculum and a workbook and the field trips. And you're going to want to print out contents from web pages like Ixcel if you use them for the curriculum and of the workbooks that show the lessons they're going to be learning from the contents and the curriculum. A sample work. And you can choose if you want to choose sample work that showcases their best work, or that's progressive and shows how they get better as they go along, or use a variety of skills. That's up to you how you want to choose their selection of work if you put that in the portfolio. You might want to have the student help you with that so they can look back on it and take pride in their work. You might even have one for you for a keepsake and one for them for a keepsake. You might want to put proof of any field trips taken in your portfolio or binder, like you can print out flyers, or you can take photos, you can take audio or videos, you can have the student write a page about what they enjoyed the most. If you're doing career type field trips, you might want to have questions to ask the type of education that was required to get that job. You might want to have the student make a list and have the student ask them. That way the student learns more about the skills needed in the education for the different careers. That way if they're interested in it, they'll know, and what they do during the day and how they deal with working as a team and independently, and how they use the computer and different type of skills required for their job. And then you can see if you can record audio on that so that the student can use it later and they'll have that. You can also maybe put certificates so that of completion for doing those, like if they go to the hospital or the hotels. And if they do volunteer work, that way they have certificates, because if they're going to college or joining the military, that will show that they completed volunteer work or the different things like that. You're going to want a weekly schedule. You might want a planned weekly schedule or the brainstorming weekly schedule that you're not certain of how you're going to do it, especially if you're going to go to the library and the YMCA, and maybe on a Saturday have them helping you plan a budget and shop and do things like that, and doing laundry and learning self-care skills. And the PE would be like if they're going to the YMCA and having swimming lessons, or if they're taking horseback riding lessons or piano lessons, is music, and they might even be taking art classes at a museum once a week, and you might want to have certificates for that, and you might want to include that in the schedule. So you're going to make a schedule that you're brainstorming, and then later on you can make a more detailed schedule, and you can keep a daily log and write down day one, the date, the time you start, the subject they start on, and then the activity they did to complete the subject. Then the next time, the name of the subject, and the activity they did. And then you can write little assessments in your daily log. So, and then every 6 to 8 weeks, you can write a more complete assessment on each of their subjects with how they're doing. Just make sure you put a positive spin and not make it negative. Even if they're struggling with their reading and they have like a positive attitude, you can put that, and then towards the end of the year you can say, oh, they did so well because of their positive attitude, even though they were struggling, when you do a more complete assessment. And you can put that in your portfolio. You can have them self-evaluate themselves. And if you have any contacts with emails and addresses for the school or the support groups or anything like that, you might want to keep that in the portfolio as well. So that's just some ideas. Report card, you can create report cards. Standardized tests, if they do a standardized test and you have their score and things like that, you would want to keep that in your portfolio as well. And it says you have access to public school programs. I would take full advantage of things like that. And then there's option 4 where you can homeschool with a supervised teacher. And there's the information on that. And you can read that for yourselves. I don't want to read it all to you. Homeschooling with a homeschool assistance program. So then that's another one. I would be reading forever if I read all of this. So, and I know there are people that would probably do that. And then you go to the Department of Education in the state of Iowa's website, and you can view what they say, and I would recommend printing that out as well. And they have a link for a handbook for private instruction, and I would probably, it says revised January 6th, 2021. You can click to print it, and instead of printing it to your printer, you can put it so it goes to a PDF and save it, and you can email it to yourself so you have it, so that you have what it said at this time, and then it has the date and the email, because it seems like it's a lot to be printed. So, and then that way you know what it said when you started homeschooling, because it might change next year and you might want to check back. But this is it shows you independent private instruction, and it has a chart, and it says so there's some information on that. So you might want to print some of it out and read it, or go over it. It's just a lot that I don't want to be reading. It talks about frequently asked questions and what is private instruction and what is competent private instruction and things like that. So you can go through this, and if you've never homeschooled before, you can see what they say. And I will scroll through some of it. That way you can pause the video and read it if you like, because there might be valuable information in this. And if I read all of this video would be so long. And I would probably lose my voice. I like the driver's education. Yeah, this does have a lot of useful information in it. So, and you never know, it may not be here next year, or it might be different next year. And then it has forms towards the end that you might need. So if you're looking for certain forms, this might be where you would find them. And if you want to print out the forms, you may not want to print out the whole book. So you could probably print out just those pages if you wanted to. Or to have them print them off for you and pick them up. And it even says who you're supposed to email them to. So hopefully this helps you. There's some free calendars you can find on the internet. And I think it's the state of Tennessee, the Board of Education has a calendar on their website. That's excellent for putting in your binder and keeping it. But if you have the ones with the boxes like this, if it's 1 or 2 pages, if you can, or you have it in 1 page, you can put a tentative calendar and you can mark X's for the day you plan on having school, or you can use highlighters and put like FT if you plan on having field trips or certain days, and H for holidays, and then you probably want a calendar for the days that you actually have school. And then I included this because I don't know if you've ever homeschooled or not, but you're like, what kind of materials do I need? What kind of books do I need? This will help you with that. And if you're making a list, this will help you to be able to make the list. Maybe you'll write books, and you might write a list. I don't know if you want to list every book that you have, but you might want to list the books that you are considering using. If you're like me, you probably have a lot of books and your general homeschool supplies. And if you need books, you can always check at the local thrift store, because a lot of times they have workbooks and textbooks, and some of the workbooks have never even been used. You can also check eBay or Amazon. Sometimes they have complete curriculum workbooks on Amazon, and maybe you want to use an online subscription-based program, and you want to list a few, and you're not sure which ones you want to use. And this year you might be brainstorming your favorite few, and then you might have a list later that you're actually using, and then later you can go back to the first list you were brainstorming. but you might want to use one subscription-based program like Ixcel and then one workbook, and maybe 3 hours of the day they're using the online subscription-based program, and another hour of the day they're using a workbook. And then you're going to have your schedule as well, and it might be different for different days. Maybe Wednesday you want to use different types of learning, and you want to add in not just the core subjects, but like learning how to cook, maybe for 4 Wednesdays in a month, and the next 4 Wednesdays you might be learning leather crafts or sewing or something like that. And maybe Friday afternoons you're going to go to the library or the YMCA. So you might want to make a schedule. And then planning your field trips. You can make a list of the ideas for field trips and look online for ideas for field trips, and then decide which ones you actually want to take. And this might help you be able to make your list. And then this is a place where it's called mathmammoth.com. You can see the internet addresses in the upper left-hand corner, or you can type in what they're called into the Google search if you want to find them. But this one has assessment tests that are free. You can download them and print them off for your students to take, or you can save them for PDF. And that way you can find out what they need to review, and you can put it in your portfolio or your binder and make a plan for the year. And then there's another website, and this one has reading material for reading assessment, so you can give them reading assessment tests, and it has a lot of options, so you can choose which ones. So these are excellent resources for homeschoolers so that you can decide which levels they're on and make your plan for the school year. This is Ixcel, and this is a complete curriculum website, but this one does cost about $20 a month, and I'll show you some free ones. But what I like about this one is that you can easily print out what they're going to be doing that year, and you can check it off as they go along. Or I haven't joined it, and I can just mouse over and quiz a student and see if they know this information. And it goes all the way from preschool to calculus, and it has a variety of subjects. But I love how you can just print out the activities they're going to be doing for each subject and throw it into your binder, and then you have that information. This one is Khan Academy, and Khan Academy it says it's free for everyone, everywhere. And hopefully it opens up. It might take it a minute. I have a lot of tabs open. And it goes all the way from pre-K into college classes. And you can see how much it has. And my son just swears by this and thinks it's just a great website. And then there is All-in-One Homeschool, and it is free at this time, but you have to check back, and it tries to get you to donate, and it takes you to a PayPal page, but then you can click cancel and you don't have to. And my granddaughter just loved this site. And it does have Bible studies, so if you're doing the daily activities and then you want to do Bible study as well, you can find that on here to do that as well. And it uses a lot of different websites, so it's exciting because you can click a link and go to another website and play math activity games, or go to another website for reading. So it's fun, and you might want to try that out and see if you like it. And you can donate later if you love it. And this is Pbs Learning, and you can see the web address in the upper left-hand corner, or you can Google search for it. And this one I haven't used, but I think it would be a lot of fun, and this has such a variety of subjects. So I thought I would include it. So you can go there and you can see what it has and see if you're interested in it. It seems like it would be a lot of fun. Another website is they have some reading websites. Close some of these tabs so I can. Okay, this one is, I think I skipped. No. This one is International Children's Digital Library, and it has a lot of books. It has thousands of books, and you can just click on a book, and then you can click on the reader, and then you can click on the page, and in the upper right hand corner you can turn the page to the right or the left. And it's an excellent resource because it has so many books. And then you don't have to go to the library. If you do go to the library, you might want to give them a certificate of achievement once they learn all the library skills. But you can use this and write down in your daily log the books that they read. Another website is purplemath.com. It's for 5th graders and above. And you can put the lessons in study order, or you can put them alphabetically. And it has instructions. And not only does it have instructions, but it also has videos. And some students, when they're homeschooled, they need the videos because they need the teacher to tell them how to do different things. So and it also has written instructions as well. So it's an excellent resource. And this is c12.org, and it has, I think it's free if you join as a student right now, but it could change. It has such a good variety of subjects that I wanted to include this with you, for you. And you can just click right on it to see what, it's very easy to use. It's very user friendly. So you can just click on like 1st grade math and go there. And then you can see how easy it is. I don't know if it's going to load, but there. It's very user-friendly and easy to use. And then you might need the internet address on this one, or you can Google search it. This is 150 spelling books that you can download for free. So I thought this is an excellent resource. They're from different years, but you might find something that you like. I love this website, and I just wanted to share this one with you. And you can, a lot of them you can just read online and use them, but I just thought I'd share that with you because if you need a spelling book. And this one is spelling lists. So you can find spelling lists. If you want spelling lessons and spelling lists, you can find them on the internet, and it's an excellent resource. So you just go online and find your spelling list. So I just wanted to share that with you because I thought that's an excellent resource as well. And then another thing that you can get their spelling list and put it in their binder if you want to. Another thing is the homeschool support groups. You might want to join a homeschool support group because they probably have a lot of experience and knowledge that you haven't even considered. Some of them are free and some of them cost money. And if you need books, a lot of them people share books. If you have books to donate, this would be the place to find the homeschool families that might need books donated. But these people, if they've homeschooled for a long time, they might have information that you've never considered, knowledge, and materials. And I think this would be a great place to join, especially if you have high school students that are going to be going to college or joining the military, and you're not sure of what all you need. And someone like that would be able to help you with that. So anyway, I hope this video helps somebody out there, and I just appreciate you watching. And please feel free to leave comments. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye-bye.